Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's see what's going on for you today. What energies are coming out for you? I'm going to start by pulling an oracle message and just get like a read of the vibe of the message. The weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. That's a pretty strong, heavy message there. If you've been feeling a lot of weight on your shoulders, perhaps like it's not just what you have going on in your life, but you're taking care of other people around you. And also not just that, it could also be like the literal weight of the world, like watching too much news, and not to say it's watching too much news, but like all of the things going on in the news and like carrying that all yourself all throughout the day. I feel like it's just not normal for us to have so much information all of the time and always see like the constant horrors of the world, and they are, but like we also have to, we do what we can when we can, and we also have to like let ourselves feel joy too. Like we can't hold that energy all day long because it starts to like poison us, right? But let's get into the message. And, it's saying here that it's not yours to carry. So there is a message here about boundaries. And, I'm feeling like this could have a lot to do with family members. And that can be really hard to navigate and let go of those energies of wanting other people's lives to be better as well. Trash truck for confirmation. I live on a busy road here. I'm in Venice. So let's see. What tarot cards most represent the collective at this time? What is the... Oh, well, that is not bad. Well, okay. So you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is an amazing card because it talks about you being a strong, independent person that has like a lot of abundance, right? Like you've worked really hard for this abundance in your lifetime, and these are like skills and things that you've earned along the way. This is somebody that can take care of themselves and like doesn't need other people. Not to say you don't want other people, but like you can take care of yourself. You've kind of got it together in that regard. And there's also, what's really interesting about this card is there's like a hawk or a falcon with like a mask on, and when you pull the mask off, generally it's to like send a message to another person. Like it will go off and be like a messenger bird and carry that message to somebody. So there is like, I feel like there's something that you want to say to somebody, because you also got the three of swords. I was going to say the heartbreak card because something is breaking your heart about this situation. It's like maybe people are leaning on you a little too much, and it's very hard on your energy, right? Like people are leaning on you too much and asking, like taking without receiving, like even if somebody like, it's a family member, a child, or a husband or something, even if they're like falling on hard times, at least if they're like doing their share to show they appreciate like what they're receiving, and that, trying to help you where they can in other ways, then that is still like reciprocal. But it's when somebody is like asking and then they don't actually like aren't doing anything in return, aren't like picking up around the house or pulling their weight, so to speak, to, like, because if you are like monetarily or abundantly providing everything, and the other person is not like, respecting that, and like almost just expecting that, it's like breaking your heart, because these are, this is a person or people that you love. So let's see if we get any poppers out here, and if not, I'll split the deck. Ooh. So it's causing you a lot of anxiety and worries. Needless to say, it's keeping you up at night, because it's like, it feels like you don't know what to do about this anymore. Like it feels like you feel like you don't have a way out of this situation, and perhaps that is because you love these people so much. But you've got the Queen of Cups in reverse here, and that's telling me that like you're running out of emotions to give. The Queen of Cups is very loving and giving and emotional and like really cares. But when I get it in reverse, I feel like it's a bit of a dreamy quality. It's like not tapping into intuition. It's like wishing, things would be a certain way, but not like taking an action on it. And I think that is because you feel like there's not like a way out of this situation. And it just feels like people around you are maybe taking advantage of your kindnesses. And like you're the responsible party here. It's a lot. Got the Knight of Swords. Oh, the Knight of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. So it's like, I feel like somebody has a message for you because it's coming towards you. Or it could be that you need to give a message to somebody. There's a communication that has to come into play here. That it feels like, with these cards that you've kind of been dealing with it internally, right? Not saying what it is that's on your, not speaking your mind. And you've got the Six of Cups. It's because like, the memories you have with this person, whether it be a child or a husband or a friend, like you've known each other a long time. And in fact, these are children, so it could be that these are children. It's a child that you're dealing with here. But also it's like, you don't want to, you could be seeing this with rose-colored glasses. Like, if this is your child, you could be seeing them as like the way that they've always been, or if this is your husband, it could be like you have these fond memories. And it's like you don't want to, you're very afraid of like messing up what this is built, because you have the Seven of Cups, which is just like all these anxieties and worries about like how to go about this, which direction to take. Like, normally this would be which cup you choose, but in this case this is about boundaries. So it's like they're not putting your emotions, like they're not putting your emotions first here. They're just not thinking about your emotions. Only you are thinking about your emotions here in this situation. And like, they're still kind of living in a dreamland here. Ooh, let's see what else. So the Hanged Man, it's saying that you need to spend some time like contemplating, getting a new perspective on this. You can see this isn't working, and it's like breaking your heart. So it's the Hanged Man, he's not just a martyr, but I would caution you to not be a martyr at this time. Like, don't do this, don't let it like be so much of a self-sacrifice that you lose yourself. And then also the Hanged Man in these pictures, he's not being sacrificed. He's actually, a lot of like ancient cultures, including Native American and other parts of the world, they would actually like hang themselves upside down in a tree like this. That's why his legs crosses, because they would get the blood rushing up to their head so they could have like a spiritual, like a hallucination. They would have a vision, right? Have vision of what to do. So it's telling you to like take some time out and really like contemplate like how this can change, how this needs to change, where to go next. Get some clarity, some perspective. Spend some time alone. Do some soul searching about like what this really means to you. Use your wise nature and some alone time to really like come up with like something different, a new plan. But it's like, I feel like you kind of have to take yourself out of this situation and maybe let these people come up with solutions on their own, because it's like, I'm getting, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So like, it might be really easy for you to see this person's situation and like how they could go about getting out of this situation, right? But it's now time for you to let them do these things on their own, no matter how much it breaks your heart, because people do have to learn their own lessons in life. Otherwise, they don't they don't get a chance to grow if they're not learning their own lessons. And like, as abundant and as fortunate as you are, you know, always like putting your energy into the situation isn't going to help this person change, because then they're like getting dependent on you. There's a codependent energy here for sure. Who is this person? Who is this person that the collective needs to have boundaries against? This is somebody that is like taking more of their share, and it's like leaving you. It's also a trust issue, but it's like no one to cut your losses. They're taking more than their share, and no one to cut your losses in a situation before somebody gets hurt. There's a gray sky in here. There's a cloud energy. The people in the background are like crying in there, but nobody's, you know, too badly hurt here. Who else is this person? The Page of Swords. This is somebody. You had the Knight of Swords earlier, where I was saying this person may have a message for you. This is a young person with a lot of ideas, different ideas. You know, they're of their own mind of something, and like, it's really hard for you to be able to sway them in any particular direction, because they have very strong opinions about what it is that they feel about things, and they're strong-minded, like a little bit stubborn, and somebody that's difficult to influence. It's giving me somebody who like is a little bit of a know-it-all. They think they know everything with the swords here. And that's this too. This is a difference in opinion, right? There's a difference in opinion. It's like it's you're not agreeing on something, like agree to disagree, and like let them learn their lesson in this situation. Any other advice on this? What advice? I guess the whole thing has been advice. Close the chapter. Now, when a card falls on the ground, it wants to be emphasized, right? It wants to be emphasized. And here, the World card is saying this is the end of a cycle. You have done the best of your ability, and like, you know, could be an end of a cycle for them as well. You know, in some of the pictures, this is an Ouroboros, but here, this is like a laurel leaf, which they give to like Olympians in Greece. So it's like success in closing out this cycle. So I have a feeling you're going to be very gentle still and loving, and you know, like, you're not using harsh words. You're using your real feelings. You're saying how you feel about this situation and putting it clearly on the table. You know, I love you, but I can't continue to go on this way, and I'm going to close out this cycle for everyone's best interest in the matter. You know, like, there's not really another way to go around this here. Anything else? Yeah, this came in reverse. It's time to pull back the finances on this situation and let what happens happens. And I know that can be one of the hardest things in the world to do, especially, you know, for a child or loved one that, you know, like, I want to say continues to take. This could have to do with addiction. could be anything. Oh, I wanted to do a healing waters before we close out and see what message comes here. Atlantis, keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow. You know, it's like you also have things that you are moving towards in your life. And it's really hard. It's really easy to stay like where you are when you're like expending all your energy on other people, right? But you also have goals that you want to do. Not to say that you're selfish, obviously not here with this. You know, it's just like, I think that's what it is. It's like you're too nice and you're too giving. And that can be a good thing, but at some point, you know, your cups are depleted and there's nothing left to give. It's also like, what's the best thing for this person? Let it rain, allowing what is inevitability. Trust that the universe has your back and your loved one's backs, and like they are doing their best, you know, for all the parties at be. It's like for the greater good. You have to let this happen. You have to allow it. Stagnant waters, feeling stuck, call for shifts, flow, and change. Yeah, feeling stuck. It's like you're feeling stuck in this situation, but you can't stay stuck in this situation anymore. That's why you have to, you know, use this energy of the Hangman to kind of, in the Hermit, to figure out like what your options are here. And to go like, you know, like what I was saying, that it has to be reciprocal in nature, and that's why you're getting this stuck energy. Like when you're sharing with somebody, if you're, you know, it has to come back, whether it's like I said, if they don't have money, then they're like pulling their weight in other ways in the household, so that it's not such a burden, right? And that also shows appreciation for all of the things that you do. So yeah, that's what I have for you today. And I know this is hard, but you can get through this. You're very strong and loving, and you also have, you know, places you're going, goals and things that you want to do to make, you know, your life extra special as well. So, you know, and maybe that's what it is that you talk about. Like, maybe you just like, that's the boundary, right? Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. It's like letting people know, I love you, I care for you, you know, but these are the things that I can't do anymore. And you know, and just having an open, honest conversation about it. There's a lot of swords here. There's a lot of things that are wanting to be said. So it's time to close out this chapter and have this communication and start things in a different way. You know, it probably will feel gradual at first, but you know, it's the tide has changed, and like the time has shifted, and you know, you have like self-respect enough to not you know, let people take advantage of you. And I think that you are doing it for their benefit, but you know, in the long run, over time, like it's just like really become a strain, right? So now it's a strain, and now it's time to overcome this, and you know, people will survive. They will dust themselves off and figure it out. So I love you. I'm sending you so much good energy, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Bye.